All right, everybody. Thank you for jumping on with us for our Tri-State Trends podcast. I got my man Mike Hamade, who just blew the doors wide open, fresh out the gate. Only his third month in, but has an office already. And last month, he helped personally 169 families, and as a team has shot to 250 families in a month in his third month. If that's what you're doing in 3 months, bud, I'm scared of your trajectory, brother. But it's a pleasure to have you on. How you doing, Mike?
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here, man. I'm well. I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing amazing, and I love talking to sharp people who raise the bar and teach me stuff. So, you don't by accident help 169 families in a month. That's obviously something that you worked really hard to do and put the right amount of energy and effort into. What does that look like? What did the month of May look like for you?
Not good enough.
I
Honestly,
like that.
I'm not too pleased with these numbers, but we're gonna turn it up a notch. Uh, what it looked like, honestly, is 100+ hours a week, 7 days. I grind 7 days. I was here on Memorial Day. I'm a firm believer in working smarter and harder. I don't like to see my agents get burnt out. So I do call them into the office. I do set them up with their own desks, full on training. Most of my stuff is AI. I found that if you're very efficient as an individual and you're business oriented, the only way you could replicate yourself is AI without burning out. So what I did is I tested the market in the beginning, the first month, you know, got leads from one source, another source, figured out their process, what works, what doesn't work, contacted my devs, figured out how to reverse engineer it and how can we become our own exclusive lease source, just test it as a guinea pig run for ourselves. Did that, implemented chatbots that nurture about 600 conversations a day, full-blown conversations. So that way I'm not having to consistently dial and burn myself out. I could just wake up to an open calendar and from there, find out what the family's needs are, talk about 4 things. I call it iPad: income, property, assets, debts. Those are very important to really figure out what type of life insurance they need. My main focus has been IULs uh, because as a businessman, it's what I believe in the most: best tax benefits, et cetera, et cetera. And you're getting more qualified clients. So that's been my target market in my play for the most part.
I mean, that's a mouthful right there, bro. Um, First off, I love it. Were you coming? Were you in this industry prior? Can you give us a little bit about your background, because we're definitely going to hit on some of the things you said, but that's not a typical answer I get. So, tell us a little bit about your background, where you're coming from, how you found Family First Life.
Sure. My background, I'd say in the financial sector as a whole, I've been in it since 18 years old. When I was 18, I got my real estate license. Didn't like it. Built my credit, stacked up, opened a Metro PCS store. Didn't like it. Went to Rocket Mortgage when it was still in the baby phases, and learned a lot from there. And what I noticed about that industry was this is a philosophy I live by, and all of my backgrounds of businesses have been successful because of this, is jump into a saturated industry that has a broken process and find a way to streamline it. And so I took that from what I learned at Quicken. I went to the medical field, created, an all-in-one practice management system, when medical billing and things were still outdated and paper and faxing. Streamlined that, opened up a couple clinics. COVID hit, and I exited the business and started trading. And then by accident, I got a bunch of my friends that want to trade with me. We did very well, and now my ultimate goal is to have a one-stop shop private equity. So I figured if I'm managing capital and I'm trading, let me get into life insurance. Let me get into IULs. Let me get into tax benefits, so that way I can master every piece of the business and just grow every division one by one. And that's what led me here.
Nice. How'd you find Family First Life?
Moray Shuni.
Yeah, he's a beast.
Yeah,
So
he's a beast.
you already knew him, or
Yeah, I knew him. I messaged him on Instagram verbatim. Mo, I need something where I could help 100 families a month. Put me on.
You already knew he had an answer somehow.
Exactly. And he's a good dude, man. Very relaxed, very about his people. And I like that. So we just met, we grabbed some dinner. I told him my goals, told him I'm not here to just be an agent. I'm trying to go big, just like anything else that I do. And just put me on, I'll take it from there. And he did. He blessed me.
I love it. That's strong. Now, you talked about AI and replicating yourself. Can you go into that further? I mean, most people don't use that as an answer here. I'd love to hear
Yeah.
what you're doing and how that's actually working and creating the success you're experiencing.
Got you. I'm glad you asked. So when I was at Rocket, I was a leader. I was their number one converter in the company for 3 years straight out of every banker. And right out the gate, I was doing numbers just like this. And what I wanted to do is take my sales strategies and the way that I know how to talk to a client and dig deep and figure everything out with them, take those same strategies and replicate myself. I can only train so many people. You can only rely on so many people, and you can only give so much of your business away, especially when you're spending an astronomical amount of money on marketing. It's more lucrative to control it yourself. So I started looking into chatbots, and I got an all-in-one CRM system, and I just implemented all the APIs and the chatbots. What I have them doing is automation. They text my clients the same things I would text my clients. Hi, this is Mike regarding your inquiry. What inquiry? And just keep it very brief. The moment they respond, my bot starts getting into more details. You went online, filled out a survey regarding an IUL. If they don't respond, it just keeps harassing them until they either cuss me out or call me. And while it's doing that, I'm able to focus on the business and the calendar gets booked.
Who's booking the calendar?
My chatbot. It has my Calendly link. So I have a bunch of things integrated from my CRM to my web funnels to my Calendly. Um, Everything's just an all-in-one platform where the APIs talk to each other. I'm actually building something out where in like the next 3-4 months, I'd want to roll it out to FFL. I feel like this would be a solution for everybody.
That's strong. So that's happening, right? And then your calendar's booked with people that are interested in what? Life insurance or IULs?
IULs.
Got it. So this is a lead that's creating higher quality intent.
Yeah, direct. I'm not going to anybody to buy it. I have 2 vendors that I do deal with. I like their quality. Don't get me wrong. Like Jack Life is very good. Alpha Agent CRM is very good, but I learned how to do it myself, which obviously cuts costs.
100%. So when you think about setting this all up, you've set this up somewhere else before, right? Like this was like Washington, like your brain was already there once you saw the opportunity, yes or no?
Yes and no. So this setup, I've never done this, but the way that I wanted the process to be, I've had that in medical. I've had that at Rocket Mortgage. So I said to myself, well, there's nothing like that in here, so let me make it.
Got it. So how did you start that? Like in your mind, all right, let me make it. What does that mean? Like if I want to go and make a good meal, I'm a chef. I went to culinary school. I go, all right, I've not had that. I know what to do. I'm going to go buy the ingredients and I'm going to put everything around me to give myself an opportunity to taste what I want. How did you do that?
I have tech experience. Like I'm building out a fintech crypto exchange. You know, we have our money transmitting licenses and things like that. So I have experience in tech, and I just saw that it's simple as connecting APIs. You know, it's just an easy formula.
Makes sense. So brings you to 169 families in a month, and I'm not satisfied with these numbers. We're just getting started. So I mean, talk to me about not the lack of satisfaction, and then what does that look like? I mean, like what's after 169 families personally? What's after 250 families in a month in 3 months for your team? What's next?
I need everybody doing that. So whatever amount of money I need to reinvest into marketing to make that happen, whatever I have to reinvest into technology to make that happen, we're gonna do it.
That's strong, man. Yo, listen, I think you are going to bring a lot of value to your team, the players on your team. What you're doing is robust and innovative, and it's working. So as long as you can scale it, dude, the sky's definitely the limit, and you have the ability to continue to do more and more and more. And I'm excited to be in business with you, man. If there's anything we can do to help, please let us know. But I talked to Kayla. She's like, this guy's killing it. And I'm just, I'm excited to have you on the podcast. This is like called our Tri-State Trends podcast. So we usually hashtag trend, but this is like, I don't know what's after trending because this is way past trending. This is like hashtag Tri-State Innovation podcast. So appreciate you for sharing. Like if you could drop a nugget on a new agent and try to help them understand how to take advantage of their circumstances better, what would it be?
Believe in yourself and don't be scared to fail. Literally. That would be the best thing. I pulled up to a gas station one time. I'll share this before I leave. This just in relation to the advice I'm giving. I pulled up to a gas station before in Miami, and when I got out, the young man, the clerk, looked at me. He's like, "You look like you're really well off, man. You got any advice for a young 20-year-old trying to figure it out?" I told him, "Yeah, fail as many times as you can. You're either gonna learn from it if you're a wise individual and you have vision, or you might pity yourself, which hopefully isn't the outcome." So this is a tough industry. It's not going to be turnkey overnight. You have to really believe in yourself, and you need to know when to cut one thing out and move on from it. If it's not working, move on to something else. That's where I see a lot of agents get stuck. They'll stick to one lead source. It works, it doesn't. And they run themselves into the ground. So persistency and belief.
I love it, man, and I appreciate that, man. Honestly, you're a byproduct of a lot of the things, like you said, fail as much as you possibly can. You're a byproduct of the things you tried early, the things you said I don't like, the things you said you do like. You put those two together, you have this, and this looks like a very successful stint backed by other innovations and ideas that you have. I'm looking forward to getting to know you more, and thank you for jumping on the Tri-State Trends podcast with me, brother.
Thank you, brother. It was good being here.
Mike Hamade blowing up out of nowhere. Can't wait to see where this is going. Appreciate you, everybody listening. This is a good one. God bless.